So in this video today we are going to talk about straddle or half lay because I got so many questions related to the straddle or to the half lay. What should you do? What should you do when you're training the planche? What should you do when you're training the front lever? And which progression is actually better to achieve the full? So right now that's the most important part, to achieve the full. Your goal is to achieve the full, and I'm writing it down: to achieve the full. Now I'm writing it down because it doesn't really matter how you're gonna get to the full, but you want to get it as fast as possible. This is literally the goal, all of you. You want to achieve the planche the fastest way, you want to achieve the front lever the fastest way, and you don't want to achieve the half lay front lever the fastest way or the straddle front lever the fastest way. It's always about the full position, and this is actually the most important thing because you are using progressions as a tool to get into the full. So your progression should mimic the full as much as possible, and this is why so many people are asking what should they do up until they are getting to the super advanced or to the straddle, because most of the time it's either super advanced, and then lots of people are asking me, should I go from super advanced to the half lay, or should I go from super advanced to the straddle to the half lay? So that's the first question that I'm asked. And the second question that I got asked is about straddle, and if you should go from the straddle to the full, or do you need to stop at the half lay at the start and then move on to the full? That's the first two common questions that I get asked, and right now we are going to talk about both of them. So first of all, let's talk a little bit about the super advanced. First of all, the super advanced is a variation to bridge the gap between the advanced stack and the straddle, which the gap is literally too big, and that's why you're using super advanced. If you don't know how super advanced looks like in the planche, it just means that the legs are parallel to the arms. So if you're leaning more than advanced and you're opening the legs more than advanced, you will get parallel with the legs and with the arms. This is literally all what super advanced is. Now, when you want to get to the next progression and to get better towards the full, people are asking me if they should work on straddle or half lay right away. And my answer is that straddle is gonna benefit you more because the goal is to always increase the intensity by a little bit. And if you will go from the super advanced stack all the way to the half lay progression, this is like the half lay progression, it will be too big of a jump between the two. And that's why I suggest you to go from the super advanced stack to the straddle, and don't jump to the half lay because it will be too big of an intensity jump, and you will not be able to really hold a half lay even if you can hold the 10-second super advanced stack. So this is literally all you need to know about the super advanced stack and about the half lay. I'm not suggesting you to go from super advanced stack to the half lay, just work on the straddle. Now, when we are talking about the straddle, there are two different ways to do the straddle, whether it's the straddle planche or the straddle front lever. Now, I know it sounds weird to you because just straddle is a straddle, but right now I will help you understand, because in straddle there is big split and regular one. Now the difference is not only in the lever itself, because of course if your split is very big, let's take the extreme case which the split is literally 180 degrees, it means that the straddle will actually be at the same intensity as about advanced stack sometimes, or just a bit harder than that, which is not really will help you to progress towards the full. As you remember, you want to progress towards the full, but such a big split is not really a big increasement in the intensity. Now let's talk about just a bit less of an extreme case, which split is more than... Okay, I'm back. Basically, the split is more than 90 degrees. It means that your straddle will be too easy. Of course, it will still be harder than a super advanced stack, but it will be just a very small gap between the two in the intensity, which is a good thing. But when the straddle is more than 90 degrees, first of all, it means that you can't be in a PPT and you will be in an APT or a neutral hip. Now, in front lever is fine. In planche, it's a bit worse. You have to be in PPT in planche because that's how you can mimic the full position. So that's why if your straddle is more than 90 degrees in the split, it's okay, it's a variation, it's good. But you can probably move on after the straddle to the half lay and benefit from it. Actually benefit from it, because right now the straddle doesn't mimic the full as much because it's too easy on the lever, because the split is too big and the legs are more than 90 degrees apart, which means that you can't really do PPT, and that's when you will move to the half lay, it will actually mimic the full position even more, and of course increase the intensity, increase the lever. But if your straddle, I will not say a regular one, but actually I would say a narrow one. Okay, and when I'm talking about narrow one, it just means that you are not flexible at all, and your straddle is probably something like this. Okay, and it happens to some people, but that's actually a good thing because it's very close to the full position. It's actually very close to the full position in the lever itself, and that's why if your straddle is like the narrow one, you don't really have to move on to the half lay. Actually, the hardest part will be to go from the super advanced stack to the straddle, because your straddle is so hard that the super advanced stack is like between the straddle and the super advanced stack there is too big of a jump. So actually if your straddle is a narrow one, you don't really have to use the half lay, but only if your straddle is with a big split like mine, I suggest you to move on from the super advanced stack to the straddle to the half lay and just then move on to the full. I think that this is the best way to do it, and this was only about planche. Now when we're talking about front lever, actually in front lever I don't suggest you to do the straddle. So many athletes around the world are saying that straddle in front lever, it just doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel good, and that's why I think that it's the best way to do it is to just move on from the super advanced stack to even super advanced stack and then move on to the half lay if you really need it. That's the best way in front lever, to be honest, because I think straddle front lever is just a way different skill than the full. It just doesn't feel the same, and if you're going for one leg variation, it's even worse because it will give you imbalances in your front lever and it will not help you to progress, or it will hinder your progress in the long term because you're using the imbalances between each and every side. So when it comes to the front lever, just go for the super advanced to the even super advanced than that, like the super of the super advanced, if you want to call it that way. When we're talking about front lever, let's say that the arms and the legs are completely parallel. Okay, this is a regular super advanced front lever, and for example, you can go from the super advanced to even more of a super. Okay, and this will be a variation for itself, and just then you can move on to the half lay progression, and then of course move on to the full. Okay, so that's basically it for the front lever. It's actually different than planche because I don't suggest you to move on to the straddle. Doesn't matter if your straddle is regular one, a narrow one, a big one, it doesn't matter. Don't use the straddle in front lever, just move on through super advanced and the half lay. So that's basically all the answers that you truly need about what happens if you want to go for the straddle or for the half lay. Whether you are at the super advanced stack and you don't know if you want to go to the straddle, in planche you should go to the straddle, doesn't matter which straddle you have. And after you are in the straddle, it matters, because if it's a narrow one, you can move on to the full right away. If it's a big one, you can move on to the half lay and then move to the full in planche. And in front lever, just don't do the straddle. And this is everything you need to know about straddle or half lay. Now, if you are at the straddle or at the half lay for a long time, let's say for more than 2 months, you are stuck at one of these skills and you understand that if you want to go to the full position, you have to find more knowledge, you have to find better guidance, you have to make sure that the training program is right and specifically for you, I now encourage you to go down into the link in the description, apply into my one-on-one coaching, because if you really want to achieve the full, but for 2 to 3 months you're feeling stuck, doesn't matter if it's the straddle over the half lane, it means you're doing something wrong. And that's why if you want to progress the fastest way, just go to the link down in the description. You can go down, apply to my one-on-one coaching. I will see if you are a good fit in a call, and that's basically it for the video. If it was helpful for you, please subscribe to this channel. Please like this video, send it to some of your friends who are right now between straddle and half lane and don't know what to do. And if this video was helpful, just comment down below what was actually helpful about it. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.